You say yes because you don't want to disappoint them. Then spend the next 3 days regretting it. You dread it, you resent it, and you start looking for a way out of something you never wanted to do. That is not always kindness. A lot of time, that is anxiety. Anxiety telling you that saying no will upset them, make them think badly of you, or prove that you are selfish. So instead, you volunteer for something you already hate, and the relief from saying yes lasts about 5 minutes. And then your brain starts the countdown. Why did I agree to that? How am I going to fit this in? What excuse can I use if I need to cancel? And the closer it gets, the worse you feel. You think about it while you're working. You think about it when you're trying to relax. You may even feel a wave of relief if they cancel first. Problem solved. Until the next person asks. I know this cycle because I used to live it. I would give people the answer that made them feel comfortable, then carry all the discomfort myself. I would agree to things I didn't want to do, stress about them for days, and resent the commitment even though I was the only one that said yes. This is what keeps happening when you are more afraid of their disappointment than your unhappiness. Your time stops belonging to you. Your schedule belongs to whoever asks, and your peace disappears every time your phone lights up with another request. I do not live that way anymore. Not because I stopped caring about people, but because I learned that someone being disappointed does not automatically mean I did something wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you why saying no creates so much guilt, how anxiety keeps trapping you in commitments you regret, and how to stop sacrificing your peace just to make everyone else comfortable. Here's why saying no feels so much bigger than it actually is. Your brain is not just hearing a request, it is predicting a reaction. They might be disappointed, they might be irritated, they might think you're difficult. And anxiety treats all of that like danger. Not physical danger, social danger, rejection, conflict, disapproval. 3 things anxiety loves to turn into a full emergency. So your brain starts making a deal. Say yes now and avoid the uncomfortable reaction. Deal with regret later. That is why saying yes can feel like relief in the moment. You avoided the awkward pause. You avoided having to explain yourself. You've avoided the possibility that they may not like your answer. But you did not avoid discomfort. You only transferred it from them to you. Again, very generous. And if you've spent years being praised for being helpful, reliable, easygoing, and always available, saying no can feel like you're betraying the version of you everyone expects. You are not just turning down a request. You feel like you're risking your identity. The good friend, the dependable employee, the person who never causes problems. And that is exactly how anxiety keeps you trapped. It convinces you that protecting your time will cost you connection, that setting a boundary will make you selfish, and that someone else's disappointment is somehow proof that you failed. But disappointment is not rejection. Conflict is not catastrophe. And saying no does not make you a bad person. It means you are finally giving your own needs a vote. And this pattern costs you more than a few awkward commitments. It slowly teaches people that your time is always available. Your energy is always available. And your answer is probably going to be yes. So they keep asking. Not necessarily because they're taking advantage of you, but because you have trained them to expect access. And anxiety keeps renewing the subscription. Meanwhile, your own priorities keep getting pushed aside. The project you wanted to finish, the evening you needed to recover, the time you wanted with your family, the promise you made to yourself. Those become the easiest things to sacrifice. Because disappointing yourself feels quieter. No awkward conversation, no uncomfortable reaction, no one standing there watching you choose them over yourself. But the damage still adds up. You become exhausted. Your schedule becomes overcrowded. And resentment starts showing up in relationships you actually care about. You may start getting angry at people for asking, when the real problem is you never gave them an honest answer. They thought you wanted to help. You were secretly planning your escape. And every time you back out at the last minute, you feel even worse. Now you feel guilty for canceling, embarrassed that you agreed, and anxious about what they think about you. So the yes that was supposed to prevent guilt creates even more of it. And the cycle keeps repeating. but the deepest cost is what happens to your trust in yourself. You know what you want to say, you know what you need, but you keep abandoning both. The moment someone else might feel uncomfortable, eventually you stop believing that your own boundaries mean anything. And if you keep living that way, your life will keep being shaped by the reactions you keep trying to avoid. So how do you stop saying yes when you know you already want to say no? First, stop answering too quickly. Anxiety loves an immediate answer because an immediate yes ends the tension. So give yourself space. Say, let me check my schedule and get back to you. That one sentence can save you from a week of regret and possibly a very creative fake illness. The second thing is separate guilt from wrongdoing. Feeling guilty does not automatically mean you did something wrong. It may just mean you did something unfamiliar. You protected your time. You disappointed someone, and your brain does not like that yet. The discomfort is not proof that you made the wrong decision. It's often proof you finally made a different one. The third thing is to stop over-explaining. You do not need a courtroom argument. You do not need 7 reasons. And you do not need to make them agree to your boundary. You can say, I cannot do that. That does not work for me. I'm unavailable. And you can stop right there. You can still be kind. You can still care. You can still be helpful when you actually have the capacity. But kindness without limits becomes self-abandonment. And every time you give an honest no, you rebuild trust with yourself. You treat your brain that disappointment is survivable, that tension passes, and that you do not have to rescue everyone from every uncomfortable feeling. Will saying no feel easy at first? Probably not. But the goal is not to wait until guilt disappears. The goal is to stop letting guilt make the decision. Pause. Check what you actually want. Give the honest answer and let the discomfort pass without running back to fix it. This is how you stop living by everyone else's reactions and start living like your own time matters too. So if you keep saying yes when you want to say no, this pattern will keep costing you more time, more energy, and more peace than you realize. You will keep agreeing, then regretting, dreading, canceling, and feeling guilty all over again. Anxiety loves a system that creates guilt twice. I used to believe that saying no made me selfish. Now I understand something completely different. Saying no protects the time, energy, and relationships I care about. Because when I say yes now, I mean it. I'm not secretly angry. I'm not searching for an escape. And I am not punishing someone for an answer I chose to give. That is what an honest boundary gives you. More control over your time, more trust in yourself, and fewer commitments you spend days wishing you had never made. My name is Vinnie Merz, and I'm a high-performance anxiety coach. I help ambitious professionals stop anxiety from sabotaging their success, their confidence, and their peace of mind. And if you keep abandoning your own needs because someone else might be disappointed, that is not a small habit. It is a pattern that can shape your entire life. That is exactly the kind of thing we can work through in coaching. Why saying no feels dangerous, why guilt takes over, and how to stop letting other people's reactions make your decisions. If you want help changing that pattern, you can schedule a free 30-minute strategy session with me. The link is in the description. We will look at what is driving the pattern, what keeps repeating, and whether coaching is the right fit. Because your life should not belong to whoever is most uncomfortable hearing no.